Welcome back to the ESA News Desk. I'm Sarah Panko. Joining me now, Andy Tang. He is with Greensmith Energy. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
And congratulations on your new role as VP of Energy Storage, Solar, and Integration. Congrats.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about Greensmith Energy.
Great, thanks. Greensmith is one of the early pioneers in the energy storage space. We were founded over 11 years ago and have deployed several hundred megawatts of energy storage since that time. We've always been focused on energy storage. We've actually taken a little bit of a different approach and really focus on the integration and the software controls aspect of energy storage. 20 months ago, we were acquired by a Finnish company called Wärtsilä, and the Finnish company, our parent company, is one of the leaders in what's called reciprocating engines. So these are engine-based power plants, and so together with Greensmith, we now offer what we call flexibility solutions, which are ideal candidates to help pair with a 100% renewables world.
And you had some news this week. What can you tell me about your new hybrid solution launch?
We actually just launched a new product. We call it Engines Plus. Okay. And Engines Plus is a very tight integration between battery energy storage systems and reciprocating engines. Wow. So what we're able to do is, through our software control layer, we're able to allow the engines to operate more efficiently, to create fuel savings, to reduce carbon emissions, and generally to allow more renewable integration onto the grid.
And so you mentioned engines, so how does the engines and hybrid energy fit into a 100% renewable energy future?
Well, so renewables have come a long way, and they clearly are one of the lowest forms of energy from lowest cost forms of energy from an LCOE standpoint. The challenge continues to be that occasionally the wind won't blow, or occasionally the cloud will go over the panel, and what will happen will be then that the amount of power on the grid drops precipitously. So something's got to be there to pick up that gap, and that something that picks up that gap are what we call flexibility solutions. So the thing that picks up the gap immediately would be the energy storage, right? Because if it senses some sort of deviation on the grid, it can instantly send power in a few dozen milliseconds. It can send power onto the grid. However, the challenge with batteries has always been the duration aspect. How long will those batteries go? Yeah. And right now, from a cost competitive standpoint, the duration is roughly around 4 hours. However, when you have longer duration issues, that's where the engines come in handy as well.
Oh, that's good to know. So that you mentioned integration earlier, and that's ESA's key theme is integration this year. So what do you see being the key to integration?
I think it's becoming more recognized that integration in and of itself is an actual skill, right? It is an actual value-added task. It is not just taking a random assortment of electrical equipment and putting it all together in the field, although it is partly that too, but it's also the skill set on how do you make sure it works? How do you make sure it works seamlessly? How do you make sure that you are optimizing all of the pieces? Because there's a role in optimization to make sure that you're getting the most out of each piece of equipment. As an example, we have a recent deployment on the island of Graciosa. And prior to our coming in to integrate that system, that system has diesel generators, wind, and solar. And prior to our coming in to add the battery storage system to integrate that system, they were not able to take advantage of very much of the wind. Oh. Because of the intermittency and the other issues and challenges. Yeah. Subsequent to our running that system, we're now able to integrate fully 65% of the island's energy comes from the wind or the sun. Wow. And in addition, we were actually able to run that system for an entire week over December, where there was no diesel generator running at all. Wow. Wow, that's amazing. So that's what I call a successful integration story. Yeah, maybe that'll be everywhere soon, right? We hope so. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us here. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. It's been my pleasure. This is the ESA News Desk.